Alright, you guys, we're just jumping right into this today. So I'm going to be using the Maybelline Superstay Matte Foundation in the shade Porcelain. And the reason I'm using this brush is because my beauty blender was not with me, but I normally use a beauty blender, not a brush. I just prefer the finish of a beauty blender instead. But brushes work really good too. This one's just not my favorite. Now we're going to be using Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Fair. And I'm just going to be putting this under the eyes to highlight and cover up some dark circles. That brush didn't work out very well, so I ended up using this one. And again, for my concealer, I normally use a beauty blender, but like I said, I didn't have it with me right then, so I had to switch brushes. I put it on my chin and around my nose to cover up some redness. And then on my forehead and down the bridge of my nose just to balance out the highlight. And now underneath my eyes, I'm going to quickly set that with Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade, can't talk today guys, in the shade Fair. And then I just lightly set the rest of my face with it too. Just lightly, not very much, because this is a matte foundation. Now I'm taking Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana, and this is technically supposed to be a bronzer, but it's not a bronzer. It's just kind of powder with a little bit of a sheen to it. And since I have like really dry skin, I like to put a little bit of this on my face to add a little bit of luminosity to it. You can skip that part if you have oily skin. So now we're taking Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and we're going to bronze up the outer perimeters of the face. I like to bring it down my neck a little bit too because I'm really fair. Now I'm going to take this palette. This is what palette is this? Maybelline Total Temptation palette. I do not recommend that you buy this, honestly. The only thing that I like out of it is the gold highlighter, which is what I'm using. But everything else in it I don't like, so I don't really recommend that one to you. I'm just putting this on my Cupid's bow, tops of my cheekbones, and because I'm very dry, I like to put it on my chin and a little bit on the sides of my forehead. If you are really oily, you don't have to do that. You can just put it on your cheekbones, or you can skip it completely if you don't like highlighter. The next highlighter that I end up going in with, just because it's my favorite and I love highlighter, is Rodeo Drive from Ofra. And here, my baby wanted to say hi. Now I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. blush palette, I think just in the shade Light, and I'm taking that pink color on the top, and I like to drag some of my blush onto my temples and forehead. Not all the time, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Personal preference, really. And now I'm going to take my bronzer that I use, and I'm going to put this in the crease as a transition shade because it's really a light bronzer. And to blend this out, I am just using a brush from Real Techniques, which you can get at Walmart. And I'm using windshield wiper motions as well as circular motions, and that'll help create a seamless effect so that you don't have any sharp lines from where your shadow begins and where it ends. Now I'm taking this palette that I got in a BoxyCharm, and this is called Realher or something like that. And I'm just taking the brown color that's in the top row, and I'm going to apply that to the crease as well. And I'm also using the same windshield wiper motions and then circular motions to blend this out. Now I am using the palette Blinc, It was a thing that I got in a BoxyCharm. I love the colors in here though. They're really, really nice. And I'm just taking that plum color, and I'm going to take a packer brush and just pack that onto the lid all the way up to the crease. If you use a fluffy brush to do this, it's not going to give you very much pigment. So when you're working with shimmers or metallic shades, or really just any color that you're going to put on your lid, you always want to use a flat packing brush instead of a blending brush. Now I'm going to take the rose gold shade right next to it, and I'm going to pop that on the center of the lid just to add a little something. And now I'm going to take the lightest shade in this palette, and I'm going to highlight the inner corners with it. And then I also will be highlighting the brow bone. Now I'm going to take that same brown shade up at the top row. It's just a medium brown, and I'm going to put that in the crease and blend this out just so that everything blends nicely together and I don't have any harsh lines. And again, I'm using windshield wiper motions as well as circular motions. Now I'm going to be taking the darkest brown color in this palette. It's at the bottom row. And I'm going to be lining my lower lash line with it instead of going in with an eyeliner. And then I'm going to take that medium brown color in the palette and blend that out. And now we're doing brows. And I'm using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist pencil. I think that's what it's called. And it's in the shade dark brown. If you hear any background noise, it's just my heater is running and it's so loud you can hear it, so I'm really sorry about that. Now I'm going to take the spoolie, or not the spoolie, I'm going to take the pencil and to kind of turn it onto the side to fill in the front. It gives it a little bit of a softer application so it's not too harsh. And voila, eyebrows are magically done. And I also, off camera, finished my other eyebrow and then put on some winged eyeliner. It's just kind of hard for me to film it, but if you guys want an in-depth tutorial on how to do winged eyeliner, let me know and I will try to do that for you. Now I'm taking a gel pencil in black and putting this on my upper and lower waterline. Then we're going to take some L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara, coat the upper and lower lashes. And I went ahead and put on false lashes off of camera too, and they are just some from the drugstore. I honestly don't really like them that much, but that's what I used. And then I took the NYX lip liner, put that on, just the outer. Well, actually, I think I put it on all my lips. I'm sorry, I can't even see. I'm like recording this, but I can't see what I did. So yeah, I put it on, and then I'm gonna put this Maybelline lip stuff on, which is really hard to get off, by the way. Like, you have to, your lips are gonna be hurting trying to get this off. And now I'm just gonna set my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. And normally I will spray setting spray when I'm done, but I didn't have any with me. It was in a different room. And this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.